Annie Thompson here, and welcome to the U.S. Crime Line. This week, we delve into a series of harrowing incidents that remind us just how fragile life can be and how courage and tragedy often walk hand in hand. In Hong Kong's Yuen Long district, a chilling domestic violence case unfolded early on Saturday, March 7th. At around 9:43 a.m., a 31-year-old woman called for help, reporting that her husband had attacked her with a knife inside their apartment. Responding officers learned that the couple had been arguing prior to the assault, with the dispute possibly linked to financial troubles tied to the husband's restaurant business. Investigators say he had been under immense pressure due to difficulties sustaining the restaurant. During the heated argument, the man allegedly grabbed a fruit knife from the kitchen. The woman tried to defend herself, injuring her hands in the struggle, but eventually wresting the knife away. The situation escalated further when the man locked himself in the bedroom and allegedly set their mattress on fire using a lighter. Firefighters arrived to find thick smoke pouring from the apartment, forcing about 30 residents to evacuate the building. The woman escaped the burning unit and made it outside safely. Meanwhile, the husband was found unconscious on the pavement across from the building, suffering injuries consistent with a fall from a significant height. It remains unclear whether he jumped or fell accidentally. He was rushed to a local hospital in a coma, though officials later reported his condition had stabilized. The woman received treatment for her hand injuries. Authorities are now investigating the final moments of this terrifying incident, trying to piece together how the man ended up outside the building and what exactly transpired inside. Thousands of miles away, in Melbourne, Australia, a young security guard's heroic actions cost him his life. On Friday, March 6th, 22-year-old Aidan Becker was stabbed to death at Murda Station after intervening to protect a 14-year-old boy from a group of teenagers attempting to rob him. Aidan, who worked security at a local hospital, was off duty at the time. Police say 4 teenagers, armed with machetes and other blades, targeted the schoolboy. Seeing the attack, Aidan stepped in to help. Tragically, the situation turned deadly when he was stabbed during the confrontation. Emergency responders arrived quickly, but Aidan died at the station. All 4 suspects, 2 17-year-olds, a 16-year-old, and an 18-year-old, were arrested and charged with murder and armed robbery. The 18-year-old appeared in court shortly after and was denied bail, with a return hearing scheduled for June. The younger suspects may face charges under Victoria's adult crime laws, which allow for harsher prosecution of minors involved in violent offenses. In the days following, Murda Station became a memorial site for Aidan. Flowers, candles, and messages were left by the public, including a heartfelt note from the boy Aidan saved, thanking his family for their courageous son. Aidan's friends and colleagues remember him as someone who always put others before himself. His workmates at the Alfred Hospital spoke of his kindness, dedication, and positive spirit. Victoria's Premier, Jacinta Allen, visited the memorial and met privately with Aidan's family to pay respects. Moving to South Korea, prosecutors have formally indicted a 20-year-old woman named Kim So-young on multiple charges, including murder and serious bodily injury. She is accused of killing 2 men and seriously injuring a third by lacing their drinks with a powerful sedative called benzodiazepine. The attacks allegedly took place between December 2025 and January 2026 at motel rooms. Authorities believe Kim targeted the men to avoid conflicts that arose after stealing money from them. Kim was also evaluated psychologically and scored above the threshold for psychopathy, meeting criteria for antisocial personality disorder. In a rare move, prosecutors released her identity and mugshot publicly, citing the severity of the crimes and public concern. Kim remains in custody as the case moves through the courts. In Switzerland, a tragic bus fire on the evening of March 10th claimed at least 6 lives and injured several others. The bus was traveling between Kurzes and Düdingen when it suddenly burst into flames. Emergency crews arrived quickly, but the fire had already engulfed the vehicle. Several passengers escaped, but some succumbed to the blaze. Authorities are treating the fire as a possible act of arson, with witness reports suggesting a suspect may have intentionally set fire to themselves aboard the bus. The investigation is ongoing, with authorities also considering whether terrorism might be involved. This tragedy adds to the nation's sorrow, coming just 2 months after a deadly New Year's Day fire in a ski resort that killed 41 people. In India's Uttar Pradesh state, a disturbing family tragedy unfolded after a man allegedly murdered his twin sister and attacked his mother following a recent breakup. Hardik Malhotra, 25, was arrested on March 7th after fleeing the scene in Moradabad city. The siblings had recently reunited with their mother for the Holi festival. On the day of the attack, with the mother at work, Hardik reportedly stabbed his sister Himshika more than 40 times inside their home. Instead of calling for help, he lured his mother back with a fabricated story. Upon arrival, the mother found her daughter bleeding and screamed for help. Hardik then turned on her, stabbing her multiple times before fleeing. Neighbors called emergency services. Himshika was pronounced dead on arrival, while the mother remains hospitalized with serious injuries. Police say Hardik blamed his family for the end of a recent romantic relationship and admitted losing control in an emotional outburst. Turning to Japan, a suspicious fatal house fire in Mobara City, Chiba Prefecture, has investigators searching for answers. Early on March 4th, a fire broke out at a 2-story wooden home, almost completely destroying it. Firefighters found the body of an elderly woman with a knife embedded in her throat, raising immediate suspicion. The house was occupied by the woman and her son, whose body was found the next day on the upper floor. The son's remains showed no external injuries, but were badly burned. Police are treating the case as suspicious, investigating the sequence of stabbing and fire setting. Both bodies are undergoing forensic identification, and the exact circumstances remain under active inquiry. On the Indonesian island of Bali, police are investigating a gruesome kidnapping and murder after human remains discovered on a beach were identified as those of a missing Ukrainian tourist, 28-year-old Ihor Komorov. The abduction occurred mid-February in Jiman, a popular beach district. Ihor was riding a motorbike with a friend when a convoy of vehicles surrounded them. Reports vary on whether both were kidnapped or only Ihor, but only the friend escaped to alert the police. Evidence found at a luxury villa linked to the kidnapping included Ihor's phone and blood samples confirming his presence. Video footage circulating online shows a man believed to be Ihor pleading for a $10 million ransom. Authorities are still verifying the video's authenticity. Investigators believe the kidnappers targeted Ihor's wealthy family for extortion. Following discovery of Ihor's severed remains on February 27th, Indonesian police arrested a foreign national using a fake passport connected to the case. 6 other suspects, all foreign nationals believed to be from Eastern Europe, fled the country. Interpol red notices have been issued as the search continues. This brutal case has shaken Bali's tourism community and raised concerns about safety on the island. Back in England, one of the country's most notorious child killers, Ian Huntley, has died after a violent attack inside a maximum security prison in Durham. Huntley was serving life for the 2002 murders of 2 10-year-old girls, Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman. On February 26th, Huntley was ambushed in the prison's waste management workshop by another inmate, Anthony Russell, a convicted sex offender and triple murderer. Russell struck Huntley repeatedly in the head with a metal bar, causing catastrophic injuries. Huntley was rushed to hospital, placed in a medically induced coma, and underwent emergency surgeries, but never recovered. He died on March 7th after life support was withdrawn. Huntley had been targeted by inmates before, including incidents in 2005 and 2010. Despite being housed in a secure wing for vulnerable prisoners, the attack occurred. The case that made Huntley infamous began on August 4, 2002, when Holly and Jessica disappeared after leaving a family barbecue. Huntley inserted himself into the investigation, raising suspicion. Their bodies were found days later, and he was convicted of their murders after attempting to cover up the crime. His conviction led to major police reforms aimed at improving intelligence sharing and background checks. The impact of his crimes and his death continues to resonate throughout the UK, with former victims and family members expressing mixed emotions. An inquest into Huntley's death will open as the police investigation proceeds. Thank you for joining me, Annie Thompson, on the U.S. Crime Line. We appreciate you staying with us through these difficult but important stories. If you found this coverage meaningful, please like and subscribe to support our continued reporting.